Now over to Venezuela's embassy here in Washington, D.C., where D.C. Metro Police ordered pro-Maduro activists leave the embassy last night. Now, 4 people remain there in defiance of law enforcement and part of a group that has occupied the embassy building for the last 3 weeks to protest the U.S.-backed opposition leader Juan Guaido taking over. RT's Michele Greenstein has the story.
That's right, Scotty. I'm outside the Venezuelan Embassy here in Washington. Here in Washington, D.C., where tensions for the past 24 hours have been quite high. Now, yesterday evening, a notice was posted on the building's exterior declaring that people who were in the Venezuelan embassy were effectively trespassing and that they would be arrested immediately if they refused to leave. Now, this piece of paper, which wasn't actually signed by anyone, also reiterates that the U.S. government recognizes opposition leader Juan Guaido as the president of Venezuela, as the U.S. government has been doing for months now. Shortly after this notice was posted, U.S. officials cut the lock on the door to the sound of cheers by opposition protesters. This is a lock that was put on the door by various anti-war activists calling themselves the Embassy Protection Collective. These officers wore Secret Service jackets, they wore Metro PD jackets, and though they did go onto Venezuelan property without the permission of the elected Venezuelan government, they chose not to go all the way inside. Who did go inside were the State Department's Security Service, but what's interesting is that they chose not to arrest anyone. After this incident, I spoke with Mara Verheyden-Hilliard, who's the legal representative for the peace activists in this building. Let's take a listen.
Law enforcement sought and removed the locks securing the outside of the building. Police went to the front of the building. They opened the doors. The peace activists were inside in the foyer, and they were very clear about their position. They said that they were defending international law, that they were upholding the Vienna Convention, that they were extremely concerned and very worried that the Trump administration is rushing towards war, that what they have engaged in is an illegal coup, and moreover, that the seizure of an embassy is going to cause a cascade effect.
As of right now, this afternoon, only 4 Embassy Protection Collective members remain inside this building. Now, this is a collective that maintains that this building belongs only to the elected government of Nicolas Maduro, and they see this effort by the U.S. to give Juan Guaido this building as an illegal takeover, both by Venezuelan law and by international law. In fact, they see this attempt to give this building to Guaido as somewhat of a public relations effort to dress up a coup that actually failed in Venezuela because, as you know, a majority of Venezuelan citizens, as well as a majority of the Venezuelan military, still do not recognize Guaido as president. And as you can see behind me, there are various signs in the windows reading "coup fail," which is a sad situation for the U.S. government, who are really hoping to usher in a new era of neoliberal economics that would come with Mr. Juan Guaido. Now, right now, there's a moderate police presence outside. The Embassy Protection Collectives believes that the State Department may raid either this evening or later this afternoon. But as of right now, neither the U.S. Marshals nor Guaido's representative have actually raided the building. And although last night I did witness the Secret Service facilitating the removal of tents and other equipment that the opposition had put outside the building, right now these opposition protesters who support Mr. Juan Guaido and support U.S. intervention are vowing to remain outside this building until the activists inside leave. And just moments before I went on the air here with you, I did overhear a number of these opposition protesters yelling to the people inside to, quote, "go out the window and jump." And with that, Scotty, I'll kick it back to you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.